Step 2 for the 2x2, DNA matching. But first, make sure you can do step 1 in under 2 minutes. If you recall, step 1 is solving the bottom half of the cube. If you're having trouble doing it in under 2 minutes, then keep practicing. Go to my description and click on step 1. For the rest of you, let's continue and do step 2. Pause the video right now and memorize this. Clock, clock, counter, counter. Clock, counter, counter, clock. That's clock, clock, counter, counter. Clock, counter, counter, clock. Spend a few minutes and make sure you have this memorized. Go play a round of Fortnite. After the game, if you can still say clock, clock, counter, counter, clock, counter, counter, clock, then you are ready to proceed. The pattern you memorized earlier is 8 steps. So you can break that up into 2 steps of 4, and they both start with clock. It goes clock, clock, counter, counter, and then clock, counter, counter, clock. Get my 2x2 cheat sheet. If you don't need help solving, then consider buying it anyway as your way of saying thanks. It includes helpful diagrams, tips, and reminders. Even comes with a wallet-sized version too. Link is in the description. So we're back in the cloning lab, and this entire cube is our lab, remember? And we already finished the white side. Since we're done with the white side, we're going to totally ignore it. And we're not going to look at it again. Our focus is going to be these corners. So this corner is our patient. We have 4 corners, 4 patients. This patient is made out of orange and blue. This patient over here is blue and red. What color is this patient? Red and green. And this patient is green and orange. So we have 4 patients here at the bottom. So the goal is, above their head, is to get DNA matching that patient. As an example, let's pick this patient right here. This is our green and orange patient. Is his DNA above his head? Let's check it out. Do you see green and orange DNA up here? The answer is yes. So this is a DNA match because the orange and green corner guy has DNA above him that also has orange and green. So this one's done. Let's check another one. This is red and green patient. Above him is not red and green. So that is not a match. Over here, now let me ask you this. Is this a DNA match? Yes or no? The answer is yes, because this blue and red corner guy does have blue and red DNA above him. So that would be a match. Over here, we have orange and blue. There is no orange and blue up here, so that is not a match. So also wanted to show this example. Is this a match? We have blue and red, and right above his head, we've got what? Blue and red. And not only is this a DNA match, but it's an exact match, which is fine. Now that you can identify a DNA match, let's pretend that we scrambled the cube and you solved step 1. So the bottom is all done, and now you're ready for step 2. What's the first thing you do? The first thing you do is check to see if you don't have to do step 2 because it's already finished. Sometimes step 2 takes 3 seconds, and that's because it's already done. So first thing, let's check. Pick a side, doesn't really matter. So pick a corner. Here's a corner. It's red and green. Let's just try to find the red and green match. The DNA. So there we go, red and green. Now, if this side matches, that's a good sign. There we go. We have blue and red. This is matching above it. This is a DNA match, and this is also a DNA match. So we didn't have to do any work. We just moved the cube a little bit on top, and we now solve step 2, and we could go to step 3. Now, unfortunately, it's not always going to be like this, so I'm going to show you some examples of what could happen and how to handle it. So again, what is our goal here? Our goal is to have these 4 corner pieces at the bottom, these 4 guys, to have matching DNA above their head. Now, in order for that result to actually happen, we're going to have a matching pattern. So the one in the front right, which in this case is right here, should match, but the other 3 should not match. That's the pattern we need for this to work. So first of all, we need to find a match and move it to the front right. So let's just take a look, try to find a match somewhere. Let's see, green and orange. It's not a match up there. No. Red and green does not match that one. Okay, so here's a match. we've got blue and red, and there is a DNA match above it. So since this is a match, I'm moving it to the front right, like it is here, and I'm going to hold it like this and say, this is our match. This is great. So that's a DNA match, and the rest are not. That is what you want. When you get in this situation, now you can do your moves. So we're going to go, starting at the top, clock, clock, counter, counter, clock, counter, counter, clock. And so let's look at the cube. This one still is a DNA match. That's good. Let's check out this one. This is not a match. This one's not a match still. And this one's still not a match. But it's fine because we still only have one that is a match. So which means we can do the moves again. So let's do the moves one more time. Clock, clock, counter, counter, clock, counter, counter, clock. Let's check it out. This is a match. Blue and red matches this. Over here, this is definitely a match. That's good. Again, this is definitely a match. And then over here we have red and green is up here, red and green. We just solved step 2. This is what you want. So this is a completed step 2 cube because we have DNA matching on all the 4 patients. If you like and subscribe, then you are awesome. But you could run into a situation where you have more than one DNA match at the beginning of the move, and you're like, well, what do I do? We're going to go over that here in a second. So the ideal scenario is that you have a match here and that these 3 are not matches. That's the ideal. And then you just do the moves. But what do you do when it's not in that ideal scenario? Let's just say this one's a DNA match and this one back here. Then what do you do? It's really easy. If it doesn't meet the ideal, then ignore the matches. Just rotate the cube to the spots that don't match. This is not a match. So then you do your moves. If you're still confused, don't worry about it. I'm going to do some examples. Okay, so I scrambled the cube, and again, we've passed step 1, and we're on to step 2. So what do we need to do? Again, the ideal scenario is that you want a match here in the front right, and you want these other 3 not to match. So let's make sure we're in that situation. Is this a match, yes or no? Yes, it is, because orange and blue are up here. So that's a DNA match. I'm going to put my finger on that match. Let's look for, hopefully these 3 do not have a match. Okay, that one is not a match. This one, not a match, which is good. And then let's check the one over here. This is a match. Blue and red has DNA up here. So both of these match. So what do we do in this situation? In this situation, when you have 2 that are matching, just ignore them. So let's come over here to the spots that don't have a match. Let's make that the front right, and then do the moves. So we're going to start at the top, clock, clock, counter, counter, clock, counter, counter, clock. Let's check it out. Not seeing any matching here. So none of them are matching. So let's just find a match like this. Now this is a match. Check this one. That's also a match. That's a DNA match. And that one's a match, which means we just finished step 2 and we're ready for step 3. Again, if you can go through this and you can finish this from a scrambled cube all the way to this step, and you can do it in less than 2 minutes, then you're probably ready for step 3. Check my links in the description for step 3. Okay, so I scrambled the cube and we're going to do another example. You can see I solved this to step 2. Step 1 is already finished. So we're ready for step 2, where we have to match the DNA on the top of each of these 4 patients. So we need to find a match. Looks like this one's already a match. So this red and green guy above him has red and green DNA, so he is a match. Let me just hold on to that. Hopefully these three do not match, because that's what the pattern we want to do the move. So we want a matching one here and three that do not match. So let's check. Is this a match? Blue and red? No, it is not, because we only see blue and orange. Over here, is this a match? Orange and blue. This is green and orange. That's not right either. Let's check the other one. And this is also not a match. So none of them match except for this one, which is exactly what you want. So this is the ideal scenario. When you're in this scenario, just make sure this one that matches in the front right, and then we do our moves. Starting with the top, it's clock, clock, counter, counter, clock, counter, counter, and then clock. Okay, this is still matching. Over here, this is not a match. This is also not a match. And not a match. So that's fine. They're all still not matching, but this one is, which means we can go ahead and do the moves again. Starting with the top, clock, clock, counter, counter, clock, counter, counter, and then clock. Okay, this is a match. Let's check this one. That's also a match, which is good. Orange and blue has orange and blue above it, so that is a match. This last one, green and orange, has green and orange right above it. So we are done. This is a completed step 2 cube, and that is great. We're finished. So if you can completely scramble the cube and get to this point in less than 2 minutes, then you're ready for step 3. Check the links in the description and go to step 3. Thanks to those who give this video a like, and thanks to my patrons. Special thanks to patrons that are on the awesome person level. And thank you so much to Ellen Ruggiano and Daniel Robbins for being on the premium person level. My family really appreciates it. Thank you so much.